before we go any further, how much is the rent exactly? Because it didn't say in the posting.
How much can you pay?
That's not exactly how this works.
It is with me. I own the house, and this is how I do business.
700.
$750.
Done.
I would have paid double that. It didn't make any sense, but I figured Ethel, the landlady, was just this older woman that didn't know what she was doing. There were 2 bedrooms, but the second one had all these boxes piled up, blocking it.
That room is off limits. That's the only rule I have. Nobody goes in that room.
Understood.
I'll show you the basement.
I played in a band at the time, but I mainly wanted to be a composer. The piano was covered in dust. Looked like it hadn't been played in a while. My first night in the new place, and the power goes out.
Hello? Oh, hey, Ash, yeah.
Are you all right? You want to hang out tonight?
Yeah, come on over, cool.
I had met Ashley at one of my band shows about a month before. It was early. We were still in the getting to know each other phase. But I really liked her.
Okay, I'm gonna lift this up. And you look in there. You see there's a piece of paper wedged in between the strings? See if you can grab that.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I felt something grabbing at me.
Whoa. What is that?
Oh. Must have happened earlier when I was moving boxes or something. What does it say?
It's a suicide note. Play until my fingers bleed, that was a rule. It is too much to take any longer. I'm sorry. Do you think this is for real?
I can't imagine why anybody would make it up.
Can we go inside?
Yeah.
Can we leave this out here? I don't know. It's bad vibes.
Yeah.
Ashley was pretty into all that supernatural stuff, so I wasn't surprised when she wanted me to leave the note outside.
What was that?
I don't know. Hang on. Yeah, sorry, I just had to play on something. I'll be right up.
I lied. I didn't want her to leave. couple nights later, I got home late after a show. My front door was wide open, and I was positive that I locked it. No one was there. Ashley and I had left that note on the roof a few nights before.
Who's there? Ethel?
That room. The door was open, the boxes were gone. I was suddenly really angry. I decided I was going to confront whoever was doing this. I knew whose room I was staying in. It was Charlie's.
You should be practicing.
And just as fast as she was there, she disappeared. The next morning when I went downstairs, Ethel was in the house with a plumber. Just the sight of her really creeped me out. Ashley actually called me later that night, said she wanted to talk to me about something important.
I think there's something really serious happening here.
I do too. I think that kid from the note, who I think is Ethel's son, he probably killed himself here. He's probably still hanging around.
I don't know. What if it's not him? What if it's Ethel causing it? I don't know. This is gonna sound crazy. There's something called a poltergeist.
Ashley had been bothered by what had happened to her in the house.
It can be caused by a living person.
The suicide note, Ethel, her getting scratched. She'd been trying to piece it all together.
It's more like a negative manifestation of energy.
Whore. No girls are allowed here. Whore. And you failure. Bring out the girls when you should be practicing.
Are you hurt? You okay?
What happened?
I thought I got away from whatever was happening in that house, but I was wrong. For 7 more months after I moved out of there, it was still with me. And then one day it just stopped. I found out Ethel died. And that proves to me she was the one causing it.
I remember my first thought when I saw the house was that it looked like it had been through a lot. and I could relate to that. I'd hit rock bottom earlier that year. It got ugly, but I survived. The AA meetings helped, but a treatment center helped more. After I got clean, I got an offer from a good friend. She charged me half rent on the house she just inherited. But there were 2 conditions. I had to stay clean, and I had to clean the place up so she can sell it when she got back into town. The house was more than a mess. It was a disaster. The flask looked old, like it might have been an antique.
Hey, Mom. How's the new place?
Big, dirty, plenty of room
You
if
still
you want.
staying clean?
I'm taking it day by day.
I know. But I gotta go to bed. See you Friday?
It sounded like someone was playing the piano, and it was coming from the basement.
How's business?
Hi, I'm Dana and I'm an alcoholic.
Hi, Dana.
I've already had my withdrawals and now I'm having nightmares. I'm seeing things when I'm awake too.
I've been there.
You have? Sorry, it's a relief.
Everyone goes through this in their own way, you know?
Yeah, I hope so.
You need someone to talk to, you give me a ring, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Alex. Oh, I'm so glad to see you.
Who's over here? Someone inside with you?
No.
Oh. Never mind. I thought I saw someone. Starving. What do you have to eat?
Alex and I stayed up talking until way past midnight. She was growing up so fast, and I'd been missing so much of it. I swore to myself that night I'd never fall off the wagon again. The last thing I remember was hitting my head on the floor and seeing that man from my dream. And when I woke up, the flask he was drinking out of was sitting right next to me.
Alex? Alexis?
By then, I knew there had to be someone, something in that house causing all of this. I didn't have anyone else to talk to.
Hello?
Hi, Bernice? It's Dana from the meeting.
So I took Bernice up on her offer and asked her to come over.
What's the address?
The address? 14035 Pinewood Drive. Hello? Bernice? Are you still there?
I'm here, honey. I'll see you real soon.
Okay.
I grew up here. I know more about this town than I want to know. This house here was a speakeasy during Prohibition, run by Patty Coogan. He ran this place as a speak and a brothel.
What?
Anyway, he had his girl. He pimped her out, and then would fly off the handle with jealousy over her at the same time. He killed her in a drunken rage one night.
Oh my God.
Stabbed her in the chest.
I dreamt it. I saw him do it.
Then, Bernice told me about how this guy Patty died inside my friend's house.
Well, she got the last laugh. She spiked his flask with rat poison that same day. So while he drank to celebrate being done with her, he was being done in himself.
I was right. It wasn't me. It was this house, or Patty, or his ghost. I don't know. I called my friend and told her I was leaving. I've been clean for 3 years now. Alexis is starting college in the fall, and her dad and I are still together. My friend sold the house. I've never met the new owners, though I'm sure they've seen me checking it out from time to time.
You ready for dinner?
Sometimes I think about knocking on the door and asking if they've experienced anything weird in there. Maybe one day I will. Or maybe not.